Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. Today I wanted to bring you content that I feel was very important and now I feel like talking about today. As you can see, I brought my lovely planner. We are going to discuss today, stop stealing and borrowing from your future. Yes. What does that sound like? What does that mean? That actually means stop taking out loans. Stop with the borrowing from your 401k. This information may not be for everybody. So if you know what you want to do and you know that you got it going on or whatever the case it is and you don't need any financial advice or you don't want any of my opinions, this ain't for you to be watching. But for those that actually need like some sort of motivation and wake-up call, this is for you. So those are the ways you steal from your future. You borrow money and you're taking out loans and you're getting into debt, right? Yes. Why do I think that is a concept for me? That is what it's a concept for me because let me tell you something, right? Every time you pay student loans, you're paying the interest. And a lot of times too, I'm going to tell you why I think it's stealing from your future. And you're borrowing for your future. You're stealing from your future with this because the loans I've been seeing that people been taking out is like a down payment on a home or a full mortgage. Yes. Those student loans average a down payment on a home to a full payment on a house. It's crazy. And I think it's ridiculous, first of all. I feel like we as Americans, we need to do better, y'all. Yes, the student loans is is like committing financial suicide. Because with the loans, you're paying so much interest. And then with the payments that they do, like the payment arrangements based off of income, is no help. Because they stack interest on top of interest on top of interest on top of interest. Except for now. Because right now, during this crisis and during this pandemic, they put a hold on the interest and they pretty much gave you a account of forbearance. But they're not forgetting about you, though, because when the forbearance is over, you're going to have to pay up that money and they're going to storm with their interest. Trust and believe. And I feel like it's crazy. The amount of loans that Americans take out for college is insane. Even me. I didn't even finish a full semester and I had to pay 10 racks back. That's crazy. And you know what too, I learned my lesson with the student loans, because let me tell you something, next time if I step foot in anybody's school or anybody's college, I'm going to pay for that out of pocket. And there is a study out there that if you guys look it up, you don't got to take my word for it, but you can look it up. People who work while they're in school and they pay off college and school, those are the ones that are like more likely to graduate, and those are the ones more likely to succeed. And those are the ones that's actually passing. Because they know the power of paying off school while they're in school. A lot of people be like, well, I'm going to wait till I graduate to pay off those loans. That's the main time they get you. That's the main time they hustle you. And you know what? That's how you're stealing from your future. And you're borrowing from the future because you're borrowing these loans, and the loan average out a down payment on a home to all the way to a full payment of a home. With that money that you're paying student loans with, let me tell you something, y'all. That money, you can have a home. You can have something to leave for your kids. You can have something for your future. And you know what? The only loan or anything you should be having by right is a mortgage. Why? Because we already pay rent. So with the mortgage, you're paying rent to yourself. So I think it's really, really crazy with the student loans, and it's like, it's horrible. And I feel so bad because I always say, woe is me with my student loans, but there's people who got more. There's doctors out there who, yes, they got the job to pay for it, but let me tell you something, y'all. I'm going to spit some real game to y'all. A lot of times, a lot of people, when they go to school, the dropout rate is insane with these colleges. Look at the dropout rate, and let me tell you something. And even if they did graduate and they make it through school, they don't even make nowhere near close to what the loan is. So they may have a $100,000 loan, but they're making $50,000 a year. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I think it's really crazy, and this is why I'm very passionate about this topic today. I'm only saying this because we just got to do better. This message could be for anybody, and I just hope it reaches somebody that needs that wake-up call. And if you do have student loans like I do right now is the time to pay it, because there's no interest. And if you could try to, even if that's like the highest thing on your debt snowball, still keep making your minimum payments. Just because we're on forbearance, that does not mean it's forgiven. It's not forgiven. So even right now is a great time to pay something on these loans. Don't let forbearance trick you, because they'll trick you out your spot, with the forbearance. Yes, they will definitely trick you out your spot into securing your financial freedom, because you think you're cruising this ship because you don't have no payments right now, and they're not asking you for money. But you know what? Be smart. Wisen up. Make minimum payments if you can. Whatever your student loan payment was before the pandemic, keep making those minimum payments, because you know what? There's no interest right now. So it makes it easier for you to pay off the loan. And if your loan is small, just pay it and get rid of it and get it out your life. Next thing I really want to touch base on, and this is borrowing for your future, right? A lot of people been doing this because of the pandemic, and they're freaking out and they're getting scared. And guess what, y'all? If you have a job, if you're not facing any financial crisis, like being homeless, or if your home is not about to be foreclosed on, or if like you're about to file bankruptcy, please don't do this. The next thing I really want to talk about is taking a loan from your 401k. Listen, I did it once upon a time. And you know what? I paid that sucker back, and I don't plan on taking any more money out of that 401k, because you know what? You're borrowing and you're stealing definitely from your future, y'all. Why I think this is so important is because people are panicking right now. This crisis is shaking people up. It's getting really scary, and I know it's scary, but if your job is secure and you're working right now, try your hardest not to take out that money, because you're definitely stealing from your future. And then when you take out the money, people are getting this twisted. This is another way they're tricking you out your spot to securing your financial freedom. They're tricking you because, yes, you could take out that loan, right? You could take it out if you're facing any of those hardships. But if you're not facing any crazy hardship, do not do this, because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they're tricking you out your spot, right? This is where it gets really good. They trick you out your spot because at the end of the year, when you got to pay taxes, you owe 30% of that money that you just took out if you don't pay it back. So it's either you pay the loan, the 401k loan back, or they're going to tax you 30% of your own money. Everybody be like, it's my money. It's my money. But you know what? You know what? I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Even though you're investing that money into your 401k, it's not your money until you retire. It's not yours. Because if it was yours, they wouldn't tax you 30% of withdrawing the money. It's not your money. It's not yours until you retire at 65 years old. If you pull the money now, you're going to be taxed 30%. It's insane. And if you borrow from it, you got to pay it back. Yes, you pay yourself back, but they're going to make you pay back interest to yourself, because that's punishment for you touching that money without any hardship. So if you're not about to file bankruptcy, if your house is not about to be foreclosed on, and if you're definitely not about to be put out of your apartment, leave that money there. Don't get scared, and don't be in a panic to pull the money. Because when you do, you're going to pay for that later. And oh yes, the IRS don't forget about you. These people hold on to your debt till you die. And that's real, because my dad died paying the IRS. And it's real. They don't care till you on your deathbed, while you're about to lay your head to rest forever. They don't forget about their money, y'all. So y'all, do yourself a favor. Stop stealing and stop borrowing for your future. Those are the two main concepts I really wanted to touch on and punch on. But you're also stealing from your future, and you're also borrowing from your future when you start taking out these loans, when you start doing all these credit cards, and when you start doing life on payments. You know what that looks like for your future? Life on payments is no peace. You don't get no peace until these people get paid. So whether they're going to take you to collection, whether they're going to drag you to court, whether they're going to do whatever, they're going to do anything to snatch your wig off until they get their money, y'all. So if you can help it, stop borrowing. Stop borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, because you're going to be borrowing back and forth, and you just got to stop. You just got to put an end to this thing, because it's crazy and it's real. And just because we are in a pandemic right now, just because we are in a struggling time, y'all, don't panic. Do not panic. God will find a way for you to get out of your situation, and that's real. Because you know what? With it all said and done, if you're not working, you could find some work out there. There's a lot of jobs that are essential. And just because that job is essential, that can solve for your problems for today. That doesn't have to be your forever. Your forever does not have to be working a job that you don't want. But you know what? It's going to put food on your table, clothes on your back, and it's going to take care of your kids. And it will keep you from borrowing if you are locking in the income right now, y'all. So that's what I really wanted to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about the subject for a while, but you know what, y'all? Not everybody wants to listen about money. Not everybody thinks they know what they're doing when it comes to money. But you know what? I thought so too once upon a time. And you know what? My way was the wrong way. And that's why I ended up taking financial peace, because you know what? I needed to listen to somebody who has lived through stupidity like I did. Because you know what? A few years ago, I'm going to tell you this. I had a degree in stupidity. I ain't had no college degree. I had a degree in stupidity because I was too busy spending money on stuff that made no sense. I was too busy looking like a money bag with no money in that bag, y'all. It's real. I was looking like a money bag with no money in my bag. No money in my savings account. No car. But I was still looking fly, and I had no money. So you know what? Life ain't funny when you ain't got no money. Yes. The great old saying from Kenny E. Lloyd. Life ain't funny when we got no money. And I seen that plenty of times. That's what was the wake-up call for me. That's when I said, you know what? I'm going to start crushing my numbers. I'm going to start budgeting. I'm going to pick up overtime if I can. I'm going to pick up a lot of side hustles until I can pay off all my debt. Until I can save up a lot of money. And you know what? For the first time ever, I locked in my emergency fund. And I never had an emergency fund because the fund was already spent before I even had an emergency. Yes, and then the emergency landed on the credit card when I needed to borrow the money. Yes, this is real. And you know what? I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson in my degree in stupidity. I did. And you know what? Going forward, I learned not to borrow and steal from my future. Because you know what? At the end of the day, there is no peace with payments. Yes, the only payments you should be making is your 4 walls, not payments towards unnecessary debt that we Americans have to always clean up. Because you know who wins at the end of the day? The banks. Yeah, the money in the banks. The banks and the corporations win. We do not win. We do not strive. Everything holds us back when we got all these payments coming out the ears. Yes, even like furniture payments. Like, come on. They want to support our whole life on payments. These days now, it gets so real to the point they want you to put a lipstick on a payment plan. And you know what? I'm sorry to say, I'm not putting no lipstick on no payment plan because I'm not paying interest for that little bit of lipstick, y'all. It's real. They want you to put payment plan on a water bottle. I'm not paying interest on a water bottle, so they can keep it, y'all. It's just real. Cash is king, debt is dumb. Do not steal and do not borrow from your future, because this thing is real. It's ugly out here. In the financial world, it's very ugly. And having payments equals a peaceful retirement. And I don't want to retire on payments on stupid shit. Like, just be real. I don't want to retire like that. I want to retire to enjoy my home, enjoy my car that's already paid for at that point. I want to be able to create a lucrative income where my business don't even see no debt. Yes, I want a debt-free business. I'm not taking out a line of credit on my business neither. I'm not doing it because you know, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, who got to pay for that? I do. Yes, the business has the credit, but at the end of the day, if things go down, I got to pay it. So I ain't trying to be there. God will push me through this so I can live my life on no unnecessary consumer payments, y'all. So this is a topic I wanted to talk about. This is food for the thought. If you never thought about your student loans or your payment plans or anything like that, this is the time to think about it. I don't get paid to talk about financial peace, but you know what? Everybody needs to at least take financial peace at least once, and that's by Dave Ramsey. Go on YouTube, look up Dave Ramsey, and look up the financial peace, because you know what? In life, we need financial peace, and not only that, we need to learn to be contented. Yes, we need to learn to be contented, because with contentment, you stay out of debt. With contentment, you don't borrow. With contentment, you just learn how to sacrifice things to get to where you want to get to for the future, so your future looks brighter and not dark at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, I don't want to see a dark tunnel. At the end, I want to see that light, that shining bright light, y'all. So, I don't know what you're going to do, but I already know what I'm doing. I already know what I'm going to do from here on. I hope this is motivation to millennials like myself to get motivated, to get pumped, to start thinking about your future from now. If you have a 401k, don't touch it. If you cannot afford to contribute to your 401k, there's an off button that you can do. Turn it off. Tell your job you cannot afford to contribute to it. Just turn it off. And you don't have to pay nothing. Plain and simple. The money goes on with you until all your debt is cleared and you're good to go. So y'all, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for tuning in onto this live. I hope this helps somebody out there. It may not help a lot of people because everybody got it like that. They know what they're talking about. But you know what? I hope it touched at least one person today. So I hope you guys enjoy your Wednesday. And enjoy the rest of the day. And it's sunny out too, out here at least. So it's sunny. I'm going to enjoy the sun, and I'm going to wait for my package, because you know what? My Vita Plus is coming, and me talking to y'all, I don't want to miss out on my package from UPS. So I will touch up with y'all another day. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your Wednesday. Bye.